Woohoo! Mystic GLoLady here, and yes, my precious Bella May is joining me, and I would like to invite you on March the 22nd of 2016 to an interview that I am going to be doing. It is going to be on the X Zone, and Rob McConnell is going to be the host, or shall I say is the host, but March 22nd from 9 until 10 p.m. on xzoneradiotv.com. You can hear me, and they will be asking me a few questions, and that way you'll get to know even more about me, and how weird I am and how weird you might be. So I hope to see you. It's going to be a really cool experience, and I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, nothing like a hair in your mouth. Hopefully I won't have any of those, or those frogs in my throat, or anything like that. So, well, you ready to check out what the astrological divination reading is going to be for March? Hang on, here it comes. Woohoo! Hello, Gemini. How are you? This is your divinatory reading for March of 2016. And this is a general reading, which means that I am putting your sun sign into the first house. Now, if your ascendant is Gemini, when I'm talking about the signs or the planets falling into, this is going to be more specific to your birth chart. Okay, if you have a moon in Gemini, this will give you another dimension into your divinatory reading. Okay, now Gemini in the first house of self, your appearance, your body. Okay, on the bottom, we have the Six of Cups, the pleasure. Beneath us, energy to work with. Yay, Gemini. We like when things is going good and we are happy. So, in the first house, we have the Strength card. Okay, and we've been through it. We've been through it, Gemini. You know, and you are your own strength. Okay, communications. Your mind is your strength. Okay, now in your second house of finances, your possessions, you have the Hermit card. Okay, what is that? Is that keeping your hand to yourself? You are keeping what you have in. You're not letting it out. It's like keeping it in. If people think that you have, then people are envious of what you have. If you keep your possessions close and they do not know what you have, then they're not as envious. Okay? So remember that one. Now, in your third house, you have Leo energy, Leo the I will. Okay, the third house is your communications, your short distance travel, and you have the Eight of Pentacles, the prudence, okay, the holding it in. Now, wealth isn't monetary. Okay, when we're talking about possessions, it's not always a monetary possession. We are talking energy. Do you feel like you are wasting your voice? And yes, that is precious Bella May. She's giving her 2 cents too. Okay, are you whining and it's getting you nowhere? Okay, so communications. Are you, what are you talking about? Are you talking about meat and potatoes? Or are you talking with a wine? Okay, because wine gets better with time. Alright, so don't keep whining about it. Alright, now in your home sector, alright, Your fourth house, the Three of Swords, the sorrow. Okay, Virgo energy. Jupiter. Jupiter is multiplying, and you have a full moon. Now, the full moon is a lunar eclipse on the 23rd. Okay, you have the spring equinox coming up on the 21st. Okay, 20th, 21st, depending on where you live. And the sorrow in there in your home sector. What is it that is not making you feel real up to par? Now, Jupiter is in retrograde. It's at 19 degrees, and it's going back to 15 degrees of Virgo. And Virgo organizing, I analyze. What is it that you need to organize, analyze in your home sector? What is it that you need to take care of? Is that, the communication something that needs to be communicated? When I was talking about, the communication with meat and potatoes or the whining, well, I'm seeing that it's not just really a whine, but it might be taken as a whine. And Libra, the balance in the fifth house of your fun, creativity, sex, children. You have the Nine of Swords, the despair and cruelty. What is it that you need to work upon, Gemini? Okay, are you giving away? If you give away too much, then you can't whine because you're giving it away. But something needs to be changed. Something is not quite right, and you need to speak up. All right? Don't speak in that child whiny voice. Okay? Identify. Identify. What is it? What is it that needs to be fixed? Now, you have Scorpio in your sixth house. Your sixth house is your health, your work, your service, daily routine. Mars is there until the 7th, and then it's going into Sagittarius, into your relationship house, and it will stay there at 7 degrees Sagittarius in your relationship house. And your sixth house of your health, your work, the Two of Wands. What is the holdup? What is that holdup? Is that you're doing or you're undoing? Because there's some things that you need to really identify, and let's solve this problem. Okay. Now, in our relationship house, Sagittarius, Saturn, that teacher is in there. And you have the Ten of Wands, the oppression. Okay, where is that holdup? All right, Gemini, a lot of it is going within. Who are you this month? Because things seem to be really changing and turning into something that, ready or not, there's a transformation that's happening. Now, Capricorn in the 8th house, the energy I use other people's money. The 8th house of other people's money, your death, taxes, regeneration. You have Pluto in there, which is that change and transformation. The death and regeneration. And in there you have the 10, the wheel of fortune. What goes around comes around. All right? That's something that you might have to really remember, because it might not be your vengeance that needs to be played out. Okay? Wheel of fortune. What goes around comes around. They will eventually get their just reward. So when you are dealing with what you are dealing with in March, and there might be a challenge or two. We're not going to say that there isn't, but it's the Gemini, the think. Okay, we got to think, And in the ninth house, you have Aquarius energy in there, and you also have Mercury and Venus. Now, Mercury is going to be going into Pisces on the 6th, and then on the 23rd, it will be going into Aries. Okay, so communications is going to be flying. All right, ninth house, 10th house, your career, to your friends. All right, so what do you need to teach? What do you need to say to get it out there? Venus is there at 18 degrees, and it will go to 0 degrees of Pisces on the 13th and 22 degrees of Pisces at the end of the month. So what needs to be changed? You have the Four of Wands, a perfected work. That's telling me that if you go within, the answers are going to be there. Okay, if you trust, hands up. Okay, don't have to ask how or why. I accept it's God's will, and it will be good. Now, God is that good, orderly direction. Whatever you are plugging your Christmas lights into, that unseen force, that you plug it in and it makes beautiful Christmas lights. That's the same thing. Okay, that's the same thing as God, good orderly direction. Where are you plugging your socket into to make your Christmas lights shine bright? Now, in the 10th house, your career house, you have the energy of Pisces. Pisces, Neptune is in there. Neptune, the illusions, delusions. You have the sun shining on there until the 21st. 20th, 21st, you have the spring equinox, 20th. 0 degrees of Aries, and it will end up at 10 degrees of Aries. But there's a new moon. That new moon is a total solar eclipse in Pisces on the 9th. Now you have the Eight of Cups, the abandoned success. What is it in your career? Okay, are we crying over spilt milk, or it just wasn't the time? Okay, because there's, the home, the relationship, your career. There seems to be a challenge. Precious Bella, is that you whining? Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. You want to come here? Okay. She's gonna whine. And that might be her telling you about that whining. Are you whining for a reason? The Chariot. Taking things into your own hands. Now this is in your 11th house. You have Aries energy in there. Aries, the I am. And you have Uranus in there. The unexpected, the unusual. Okay, Uranus is there at 9 degrees. And, 18 degrees. And it'll be 19 degrees at the end of the month. Bella, what are you whining for? You hear that? Do you have good reason to whine? Now, in the 12th house, you have the energy of Taurus. Taurus is the I have. The 12th house is your hidden enemies, your secrets, your skeleton closet, all right, your own undoing, And you have the Four of Pentacles, all right. There's good things that's coming out, all right? So don't just be sitting there thinking about the things that are not the way you think that they should be. Because if you look at the way things are in comparison to how you want them to be, emotionally, you just might have a problem dealing in March. Instead of looking at identifying and taking things into your own hands, okay, how can I change this? How can I reap a harvest out of what I see as nothing? Okay, you're going to be going within. Wealth is not monetary. It's prioritizing what is important in your life. Don't be giving up too much to your friends. Um, don't be talking smack. All right, straight up and honest is the best way to be. Don't just whine about the problem. Okay, because you're focusing on that problem, and the good stuff is going to be passing you by, because what goes around comes around. Just remember that one. You know, um, you know how I say it, that threefold law. One finger out has threefold back. If somebody's giving you crap and giving you crap, as long as you're not giving them crap back, keep your negative energy. I have better things to do. So remember that this month, Gemini. You have better things to do than to whine. It's the Chariot. Take things into your own hands. Meditate, especially at the beginning of the month. What is it that I really need to look at? Because outside manifest is illness within. And if we are focusing on that negative, you want to be happy, you want to be right, but it's also dealing with your health. Okay? Because if you're not happy, and it's going on all outside of you, what are you feeding your head? Gemini is that mental. Bella, come here, honey. Come on. Oh, 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 oh. Here's my precious. Are you gonna say hi, precious? Are you gonna say hi to everybody? Huh? No? You don't want to? You just want it held? Is that what it is? Is that what you're telling Gemini? Say sometimes you just need that hug. Okay? So I'm hugging you, Gemini, just like I hug my precious Bella. Alright? Hug yourself. Be good to you. Alright? Because if you're not going to treat yourself right, well then why do you think other people are treating you the way you treat yourself? So stand up. Stand up and be counted. Don't just whine. He's like, Bella, don't just whine. Give me a good reason. Give a good reason. You might have to think about exactly what it is and make sure that it is what it is, instead of just whining about something that, yeah. But yeah, don't be giving up too much to your friends, okay? If you do need a shoulder to cry on, yeah, sometimes it's okay, I'm crying, I need answers, I need strength, because it's the compost in life that makes the best fertilizer for growth. So don't be whining about just anything, and look at the good stuff, look at the bright side, alright? Because yeah, a couple of challenges, but man, the challenges, it's when I feel the strength after I've just got done unloading the burden, and a lot of times it's a burden that I kind of drug along. So make sure that burden isn't self-imposed, okay? Love you, Gemini. Oh, and don't forget my interview, xzoneradiotv.com. See me on March 22nd from 9 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I look forward to see you. And if you have any questions, email me, okay? Get a hold of me on YouTube here and ask me those questions, and I'll add them to the list, okay?